How's it going, everybody? It's a rainy Sunday morning, so it's a good day to actually work on train stuff because going outside is just kind of muddy and wet. Today is our 200th video that we're actually making. So we do model railroading. Most of our stories are just stories that are written on Facebook, but we do try to do some train videos once in a while. Got a lot of subscribers. We've done pretty good over the years. So thanks for watching. We do rockets and kites and model kits and Hot Wheels and things of that nature. So what we have today, though, getting back to model railroading, is we're working on the Woodland Scenics DPM Powerhouse kit. So we put this together and it's kind of been sitting on our layout. It's a bigger structure. Our layout is pretty big, but we don't have a lot of room for huge buildings. But you like this building, right? You actually said the other day, we were just down there running slot cars, you said, this is actually one of my favorite buildings. So it comes in a red molded plastic, which is okay. You could actually get away with that red molded plastic and just kind of weather it and make it look dirty and give it a little different shades of red and stuff like that. Or you could just do the mortar lines with some joint compound, rubbing it in there, and that'll give it a little bit more of a realistic feel. But something with the Woodland Scenics DPM kits, the brick texture is a little bit tighter, so it looks like a little too much plaster and mortar to me. Sometimes you just wipe it off with a wet cloth and it gets pretty nice, but it's just a little too much for me. So we messed around with some colors, but this is the joint compound you could use. You just rub it on there and then you just wipe it off with a damp cloth. Just use your fingers, rub it on there. It's kind of fun, right? But on the back, this is what the look that we're going for. And we did that just by sponge painting on a little bit of different colors. Our main color is it's called khaki. It's like a light brown. And then we use a little bit of a darker brown. And to get some irons and other minerals out of the bricks, some different colors, some orange and some yellow. And then we just take a sponge paint and we just kind of dab it real gently on the structure. So I have the roof on there. I didn't glue anything in yet. So the roof, they give you some plastic, but it's pretty thin plastic. So I actually used chipboard and I cut chipboard to size. It's like paper backing, paper pad board. I'm gonna get these sticks, this roof with the stacks off of here really gently, and then we'll get to town painting. I did put like a reinforcement leg in there because the DPM kits, if you're not aware, all these are sectional, like it's a modular build. So you got to glue every single piece together, which is kind of nice because you can move some of these windows around. Like if you didn't want this door here, you could move it here or move it over here. You could move this dock door over here if you wanted to. So that's what's kind of nice about it. It's a lot of gluing and fitting and taking your time and making sure things are square on these kits. That's the first one of those I've actually done on my own. And then I spray painted some windows out in the garage. Could have used the airbrush, but sometimes I had this nice olive color, and that's going to be our window frame. And sometimes for windows I use Mylar. Actually, it's white. And it doesn't really diffuse the light that much. So if you wanted to, you could use this frosted glass window film. It actually disperses the light. So you can't tell there's a light bulb behind there. So, I don't know. Eventually we're going to have light on this. But it'll be a while because our train layout is so huge now that, whatever. It's just so big. We got so much to do. We're still going back and adding things to buildings that we did 2 years ago. We already kind of like our colors that are here, but we're going to go ahead and do the rest of the kit. We'll go ahead and we'll just put some paint right here. Just try to keep your arms off the table, right? When you go back for paint. So we're going to start with small amounts of orange and yellow. We don't want to do too much because it's just going to be way overpowering. And I accidentally did buy gloss paint. I thought that those were flat colors, but luckily these colors are flat. So these are like $97 at Walmart, or $97. 97 cents at Walmart, which actually works pretty good. So our base khaki color, we're going to use a little more of that because that's what we're going to use to drown everything else out. And then we're going to get just a little bit, somewhere in the middle, brown. Okay. So now, with the sponge, it's not going to get inside some of these other crevices as well. So I'm going to go ahead and paint this light khaki color in some of these crevices. You have your pillars. We're going to go ahead and get it in there. Now the trick is we don't want to make it so it's like goobery looking paint, right? Yeah, so we don't want to put the paint on super thick. Okay, so we're just getting it in there. We're going to get it in that crack there, and all that will kind of blend out once we start using our sponge. Okay, so now I want you to go ahead and you're going to do it just like this, okay? A little bit of paint, and then I dab it out on a flat spot. And then you're just going to do some random spots, okay? Just randomly, orange and yellow, okay? You're just going to randomly do it. And then we're going to switch to putting some browns on there. There you go. Okay, go ahead and get some over here. Yeah. There you go. Get some down there too. Okay, so now we're going to do some random brown spots in the spots that we don't have orange and yellow. All right, so let's go ahead and get some brown on there. You don't even have to wipe it off. You're going to blend everything together. So we're just going to get some random browns in there. Brown. Yeah, where you don't have the orange and yellow. So over the windows. And you could do it right over the stuff that you painted too, right? Yep. Better. So I think the end of our 200th video, maybe this structure will be dry. We're going to watch some football today and just kind of relax. But I think we're going to go run a bunch of trains this afternoon. And maybe we'll just take a video of our entire empire. And let everybody see everything that we've done over the last couple of years. It's still not complete. Everything's a work in progress. But we're still having some fun. I'm going to have to get... How's that looking? Pretty good. Yeah? Still got some red parts though. Okay. Let's see. That looks pretty good. So go ahead and just kind of get a little more paint and then just get down in there. I should have set up a little more. This isn't where we normally work. We just work here for making videos. We normally work at a work table where the lighting's a little better for us. Yeah, over there. Yeah. In the hallway. We're just going to paint this and leave it alone. Because actually acrylic, it dries pretty quick, but it does take a while to dry. So we don't want to disturb it too much. We don't want to overwork it. Yeah. Because then we're just kind of like mixing colors and things. Okay, so why don't you do down there and I'll do up here, okay? Okay. So I'm going to get myself a little bit of orange and yellow. And I'm just going to do one of these numbers. Orange and yellow, orange and yellow. I don't know if that's a song, but... I think it's black and yellow, but hey, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so we're just kind of dabbing it on there. I got a little more yellow than I want. I think I want a little bit more orange. Yeah, so you start with those two colors. We get ourselves a little more yellow too. Yep, there you go. And we could always go back and lighten it or darken it, but that smooths some of this out. I don't see any really high spots. Okay. A couple little thick spots, but you know what, we're getting it off. You can always scrape it up and touch it off later. So an airbrush would work really nice on this kit, but I don't think you're going to get the level of detail. Like I said, nothing's ever done. Nothing is ever finished with us. We're always kind of going back and tweaking things, but this will actually look nice on a part of our layout that is still developing. It's still pink foam for the ground. That looks pretty good. I think that's good.
A little too much, but okay.
That's okay. So I think that looks really nice. You got a little bit of some reds in there, but that's no big deal. Because we may decide we want to go back and actually throw some more browns in there and stuff. I think that looks pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think? High five. So I just got to do the parapet walls. So I'll just do a little bit more. I'm doing like down inside these walls. And then we're going to let this dry. And then maybe we'll kind of put it back together. And we'll just put it on our layout. And we are going to run trains this afternoon. So that's what we have. This side's been dry for a few days.
Maybe we'll put...
This looks great. I think it all is really turning out fantastic. High five. All right, guys. So we're just going to run trains later. We'll probably put this building together. You'll see it on the layout. But then we want to show you everything else. All the little people that live in our layout. All the cars.
We also got a Sasquatch and like...
Oh, yeah.
Some foxes.
I don't know. There's lots of stuff going on. There's our dog that passed away.
Oh, yeah,
There's our
Georgia.
little family. Yeah. It's like a big project. It's awesome. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.